It was round about 2008, and I'd just been appointed to be a vicar in Kidderminster, and the diocesan surveyor spoke to me about the fact that they were planning to build eco-vicarages in the diocese, specifically 3 new vicarages. The houses should conform to the passive house standard in particular, which is the most demanding, and that required a complete airtightness of the outside of the building. It included a heat recovery system, solar panels, both thermal to warm your water, and also photovoltaic panels were put on. A triple double glazing was used, high performance concrete blocks that were made from recycled materials, so that any heat that's created within the building, even just people breathing and moving around, you keep in the heat and don't let it out, and therefore reduce the energy consumption of the house. Heat recovery really means the air has to circulate so that there's fresh air coming in. So as air comes into the building, it passes over a plate that transfers, and it gets warmed as the stale air is expelled. So it's like 2 separate airflows coming in and coming out, keeping the warm in and the cold out. The photovoltaic cells may not be enough to supply all the power that's needed for the house at a particular time, and so they are connected to the national grid, and they will draw on a renewable energy supply via the national grid to supplement when that's not sufficient from the actual PV cells.
And the thing that shocked me the most about this vicarage when we first came here was the way in which it was heating itself. We were so used to having boilers and gas fires. It was very difficult to keep our previous vicarage warm. It was so drafty, and we came here and it's like, well, how does it work? What do we turn on? What do we turn off? How do we control things? And to realize that just the sun shining in through the windows was making a significant contribution to keeping the house warm, and us going up and down the corridors was part of it as well. It was a whole new way of thinking right from the start.
I'm a firm believer in why do we want to let all our heat out of our walls and windows? With some very simple insulation and solar panels and this sort of thing, you can make a very big difference. And it is better for us to live in. It's not just that it's good for the environment, it's a better way of living.
St Stephen's Barbourne, the vicarage, it was a standard oldish house and needed work doing to it. It needed a new roof anyway. And so the decision was taken to renew that roof, put decent levels of insulation up there, and to put an insulating skin around the outside, so external insulation, because the wall did not have a cavity which could be filled with insulation. In addition to that, there was an extension put on the back, double glazing put in, and a new efficient gas boiler. The result seems to be a well-insulated, reasonably energy-efficient house. Not the same level as your passive house, but lots of advantages to keeping and renovating and improving an existing stock of housing.
It's been lovely during the time that we've been here to see people both from other church buildings and people from the community coming and wanting to see the house, and some actually having similar work done themselves. So we feel proud to be part of it. We feel proud that it's helped us as a family to make a contribution, and something therefore that we're quite glad to try and share with others too.
If you're thinking of going down a similar route from the Worcester Diocese, we'll be very happy to have a conversation with you, but really important to get that right architect on board from early on in the project.